Good morning. Today's reading is going to be their version of the story. We're going to be looking at a situation. I don't know what it is. To be honest, I think that most people are wanting or expecting romantic relationships, but I take it as I see it. Yeah, but I suppose subconsciously that's what I'm thinking you're going to be asking for as well, but it may not come out like that. We all look at life through incredibly different lenses. So your version and their version may be different. And let's just see if something sort of feels right, or if something comes up that you think, my gosh, I wouldn't expect them to see it that way. Or let's just have a look. I'm just going to pick 3 cards haphazardly. Pile number 1 is the 2 of Pentacles. Now that's a bit of a lie to me because there's actually 3 there. What's going on? That is the 2 of Pentacles. Pile number 2 is Synchronicity. It takes me a while to read it. The writing's really small. And pile number 3 is the Spirit of Pentacles, the little rabbit there, which I guess is the Page of Pentacles, but see which picture you like or which one for some reason catches your eye or imagination, then we'll get stuck in. Okay, pile number 1. We've got characters here. It's like a story to me. This is the beginning. These up here, the beginning, the middle, and the end. So this end bit is more like prediction. What do they expect to happen next? Because we haven't got there yet, but that's what we deal with. Predictions. How are they looking at it? What are their expectations? This is them, 7 of Water, and this is you, the World card. As soon as I put these 2 cards out, the 7 of Water is a slippery card of options, opportunities, more a mutable feel of this choice, that choice, I don't know. So your person's coming across as open, wondering, questioning, I guess. Not particularly stuck. This isn't one of those cards where somebody's overtaken by passion. It's like, this could happen or this could happen. You've got the World card here. What was my first thought when I got this card out? It was all or nothing. That was it. The World card is the end of the major arcana, and it's almost like a wrapping up of a situation. So I guess that I'm going to say more invested, but that's not what I'm thinking. It's you want this person to be with this person, or you want a situation to move with this person, or you're not interested at all. Well, this person's more playful with it. Almost like they may not have made their mind up yet. Making their mind up. What is that? Okay, so let's have a look at the beginning. How are they viewing the beginning of this connection? If they're coming from this point of view, and you may be giving off this aura, whether they've picked it up or not, I don't know. This type of card would make me think not. Pisces is very psychic, but also a little bit sort of chaotic and messy with regards to how they organise things. So they may pick it up, but they may forget about it. Does that make sense? They can read situations, they can see what's happening, and they're normally very empathic, but is that the right word as well? It's not like Scorpio hold on to it and they remember it and they want to move with that or make something of it. It's more like, oh, there they go, or yes, they feel for me, or they don't. Anyway, enough talking for now. Ace of Swords, communication, 10 of Pentacles, feeling at home with somebody, maybe a conversation that went on in a home environment or was like a family connection in some way, or just a very interesting, exciting, ideas-orientated connection between each other. You spark each other off in some way. The 8 of Swords has some anxiety behind it. With what we've got here, I can imagine it could be initial contact being exciting, the communication flowing, that feeling of almost like a karmic feeling of knowing somebody. But the 8 of Swords can be a feeling of being trapped with that, almost a little bit of anxiety with it. When you're talking to somebody and maybe even midway through you think, my gosh, I think I fancy you, and it becomes slightly awkward. When you just got that sort of deer in the headlights look and you're nodding at the wrong times. It could be a little bit of that. But to start off with the Ace of Swords, is air is likes to move, and it's initiating that. There's like, it's opportunities. It's like, it is full of possibilities. This is how they view it. The Tower card makes me think that something went wrong after that. So my feeling here at the beginning is one of those situations that you get in life when you meet somebody and it really kicks off and there's ease there because you're not overthinking. Neither side are overthinking. Maybe more so you are easier at doing that. And there's normally attraction there, or I keep saying opportunities. There's options to do things. You know, you're laying things out on the table possibly, or discussing things that make you feel high. But to me, with this sort of anxiety, it's raining inside the umbrella, meaning there's a bit of something going on. Swords are your thoughts, the way that you communicate. You've overthought things. And then with the Tower card there, maybe, and I will see this more in the next pile, your next get-together can be quite difficult, because you've had time to stop and think. I was watching this... I say I'm watching this, I watch YouTube all the time. I normally try and put it on for an hour around about 5-6 o'clock. And it was Carey Mulligan. And she was talking, I love the film Shame with Michael Fassbender and Carey Mulligan in it. It's a bit of a harsh film, but there's something about it that I don't know. I quite like Michael Fassbender, I think, because he's quite raw. And she was saying that in Shame, she was talking to him, it was like an actor interviewing an actor, and she was saying that when they went on the set with Shame, they were pulled from one situation, one scenario to the other straight after. They didn't have time to think about whether they felt nervous or what their lines were, you know, they were coming out correctly, because the guy, Steve McQueen, something like that, I know that's an old name, I think it could actually be that though, who's a director, I assume, he just puts up the sets pretty quickly. And she said she really liked it because she didn't get in her own way, as in mentally in her own way. She didn't overthink it. And I think that's what's happened here. Maybe you're both quite sensitive, quite introverted, or you like to possibly please people. I don't mean that in a negative way. It's just that you're good at welcoming people and you like people to feel good. Why people who don't do that, they just go into it as in, here I am. Less anxiety. So that's what I'm guessing is going on here. How they see the situation was open to possibilities. They're interested. They're excited. They're about to walk down a certain path. Everything's flowing. It's all like chatty, great. What could happen with this situation? And then it's gone. What I guess is downwards, or it's felt threatening, and maybe people pulled back because of this anxiety card here. That's talking today, eh? Let's have a look at your second card, which is, yeah, here you go. You've got the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is overthinking. This lady on the bed is up in the night. You've got the swords behind, thoughts, communication. You know, this card is normally called mind pollution. It's when everything you can possibly get your mind around turns out into some negative scenario in your own head. Oh my gosh, if I fell over my skirt, or oh my gosh, if I said did I say the wrong thing, or what happens if they think that I like them, and you know, will they like me back, or are they in a partnership? It's all these type of things. Then you've got the next one is the Seven of Wands. It's normally quite a protective card, which I don't know why, because you've got the parachute here, which I suppose is protecting you from a fall. Hence, probably what we were saying here. And why you've gone inwards here. So this is how they're viewing it. It's almost like they've gone inwards with anxiety. Overthinking. Here she is. Two of Wands. No action. Wands cards need action. They're Wands cards. It's fire. It needs to move. It needs to burn. But the two here is thinking before acting. Overthinking. And this one here is King of Swords. Trying to do the correct thing that makes sense, that's not heart-led, that's not dramatic, that's not romantic. It's just doing what makes sense. So I think with regards to this person's story and how they see it, is that they've met you, it hit off well. It was flowing, it was exciting, there was affection there was attraction there. And then they've had time to think it over and made themselves feel silly, as in, I'd be silly if I did this because people would laugh, or you laugh at me, that type of thing. And they've gone into what I guess is a very sort of dry personality of, they put the brakes on. What do they expect to happen in the future? Eight of Swords makes me think that you're already separated, possibly, and I don't know if they expect that to carry on, but I think that the situation or the connection has moved away a little bit emotionally. Three of Wands is the complete opposite to that. It's like opening up to something. Is the carrying on from the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is like wondering, not doing anything, but just basically minds whirring on action to be taken in the future. This may be a little bit hopeful with regards to the Three of Wands, when something that they push out, whether it's a vibrational push out, who knows? It's probably only us lot that think like this. And it comes back to you, like wishful thinking type thing, where your needs get met, even though you're not together. It may not make common sense, but this maybe is what they would like to happen. And you've got the Devil card, which is just basically an intimate connection, sex, attraction, and being engrossed with it. It's almost a bit sort of can overtake your mind in some way, in a great way, I'm sure. And then the Two of Pentacles is a card of recurrence. So what we've got here, pile number one, is excitement at the beginning, and then what I guess is a reasonably quick downfall into anxiety and overthinking and wondering. And what they would like to happen in the future is, even though there's distance between the pair of you, would be to almost like reset being able to see you again, but it to be continued, to have, this is like almost a bit of, in English we have these strange, it clicked off. In English we have these strange words, which I think are like very sort of 70s, 80s type of words that your mum and dad used to laugh at on the TV. And it's nookie, like a bit of nookie, which is a bit of sort of sexy time. At the moment, I would say that there doesn't seem to be a lot of, because you've got this slippery card. Slippery is not a bad word. It's like somebody who's open. It's Pisces people, and Piscean energy is very flexible. It's like this person's flexible, would like to meet you and would like to, it's like love and sex together, and it's to be repeated in some way. So my feelings are here, it's like somebody that wants to play with it, not a case of, not like the Devil card. Where was that? Oh, yeah, it is there. I'm sorry, stupid me. It is like the Devil card. It's still to me, it feels light. This is, to me, is like sex. Just because of the picture, I think, hits you in the face. I thought the Devil card was up here. But because of this card being flouncy, because of this card being fun in that sort of way that we've just discussed, and this card being repetitive, to me it's like somebody that would like to, it feels playful is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, let me ignore the Devil card after what I said there. Lots of people in a situation. Oh my lord. It could be playful and very, very open. It could be playful, and some of you are already in relationships. What is the Devil card there? It's sex. King of Wands, sex, sex, sex. King of Wands, fire. Fire people have to have a sexual relationship more than any other. I know that may sound strange, but it's watery. Everybody needs it, but watery people tend to need a strong emotional connection. Swords people, it's a bit both, of course, but to have that, when I'm asking that, to have the Wands cards there, which is fire, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, they need that more than any other sign. There's normally an intermingling of lots of different qualities in people's charts anyway, or in their energy. And the King of Swords, they need that sort of, they need to have mental stimulation as well, but that, with regards to where it's fallen. Let me have a look to see. Let me put one over this card, because that's what I'm really questioning. Yeah, they don't want anything heavy, I don't think. This is what you've got here. This person's story is attraction, excitement, overthinking, coming across possibly later on as very cool, to protect themselves. There's distance now between you. There's a lot of what I guess is wanting to get together in a way that's quite passionate, with love. It's not just passionate because you've got this card here. Maybe other people involved. Maybe, I don't know how to say that, because it could be a very open relationship. This person's interested in physical contact with affection. It's not just that, but it's strong. So that's what I've got. And I think that you would possibly, if that is true that you're all or nothing here, let me put a card over that, because you would want that to be, that's major arcana, and it's doubled up with a fiery card. So you want the love card to be as strong, I guess, as the sex card, and that just flew itself out. I would guess, to be totally honest, it could get there, but it's not there yet. It's mainly physical attraction with love, but it's not as strong as the sex at the moment. That's what I've got. That's what they want. Does that make sense? Can you hear me out there? I'm going to leave that there, pile number 1. Thank you for watching. Okay, their version of the story. This is the same card that came out in pile number 1. And I said all or nothing. The World card is a big card. It's a major arcana card. It's the end of the major arcana. It's like wrapping things up. So that's the way that I interpreted it. The other card on the other side in pile number 1 was a lot more Piscean, a lot more options, possibilities. This one is more naughty. It's more mischievous. So this is you. All or nothing. You want to know exactly what's happening. You want to invest or not invest in this connection. Maybe you've been thinking on it for a while. You think it's time that I either put a lot of energy into it and made it move, or that I pulled back. Maybe that type of feeling. Because it's like the World card is an end of a journey. And you've got here the Sun of Fire, which is a card of a little boy shooting a gun, and fire is excitement and movement, and this child here is looking like he's up to no good. It's like poking the bear, seeing what can happen, and will it be exciting? Will I get some form of it just switched off? I don't mean drama as in bad drama, but drama as in excitement. So that's what we've got there. So I think that you're taking it seriously. I think that they're wondering. Let's have a look at their story at the beginning. You've got the Ace of Cups, which are turned over right at the beginning. The Ace of Cups is a card of emotional outflow. You know, we all know that feeling, and you can actually feel it in your heart. Sometimes I think possibly when you get older, and one of the strongest ones is when your child's asleep. And you're really young, and they're really cute, and they're all like been in the bath, and they smell lovely, and they just look so sweet, and they're in bed. It's like you actually feel your heart cracking a little bit. Just feel energy around there. We get that with dogs as well, but we also get it in relationships when we... I always find this really interesting. I always think the heart, and we think, oh, passion, and it's strong, and it's this. And I have this feeling that love is a bit like the sea in the summer. You know, when it's quiet and it's really, it looks like glass, and it's really early in the morning. It's gentle, and it's almost like cool, and it allows. And that may sound very romantic or not, or it may sound a bit sort of silly, but I do think when we talk about love and sex and drama and passion, it's all like the lower chakras, and it's all incredibly fun, incredibly exciting. But when you're talking about the heart, it just is. It allows, I can't explain it. I always think the end scene in Keira Knightley's Pride and Prejudice, you know, when it's like misty and he's like some vamping across the moors or whatever it is with his coattails behind him, but it's just the whole feeling of the scene with the morning and the birds, and I'm not saying between them two, but that's, I think, what love would feel like. Open opportunities, the ability to be and to give. And I'm going to shut up in a minute because I feel like I'm ranting on a bit, but it's just something different from desire. Desire is fun too, but love is gentle, is what I'm trying to say there. I've got so much I want to talk about this, but I think it might be to do it and do something different. That's the beginning of their story, love, in its purest blue glass-like state. And again, the Daughter of Cups, again, it's innocence, it's open, and this is somebody who's naughty. See, naughty people also feel love. It's cute, it's sweet, it's gentle. It's somebody that wants to know more about you, wants to listen to you. He's not going to put, I don't know what the rest of the cards are yet. He's not pushing, not needing. Enjoys being with you, sitting with you, watching you. Likes to hear about you. It's not all about them. There's always that saying, isn't there? I don't know who said it, but somebody very profound, I'm sure. I think it was an old famous psychologist, a lady, was saying that I'm going to say, she did say about men, but it will, it can go either way, I'm sure. She said men with a very strong anima, which I'm guessing in astrology terms, a strong moon or a strong Venus in perhaps something that's quite masculine, like Aries, out pushing energy. They're like a cat wailing at the bottom of a window. Like love songs, and it's all about them. This person, these are like fieries, like energy that is masculine and comes outwards, and they are quite naughty in life. But with regards to the story between you, it starts off very feminine, very soft, very divine feminine type feeling, very giving, lovely. Let's have a look at the rest to ruin it. Yeah, thanks. Thanks. Then it's got the Three of Swords. A similar story to the last one, where something may have happened with the Three of Swords that has caused some sort of heartbreak. Because it's quite early on in this story, it's almost like chatting and finding out that you're taken within the first couple of sentences. Or saying something stupid and tripping themselves up, or just some pain in there, which started off very sweet with somebody who may not actually reach this point very often in their life. And that can almost feel like a karmic feeling, when you meet somebody that you know, and most of the time you could be like nervous or you don't feel anything, but you all automatically think, oh my God, I really do know this person. That's what it feels like initially. A strong bond that is very giving, and then there's pain there. I don't know what that is. Hopefully you do. Not that hopefully, but as in, you probably know it could be awkwardness, it could be saying something wrong, it could be discovering something that almost puts this back into its box, if you know what I mean. They go back to this sort of cheeky, playful type thing rather than falling. And then the Judgment card here can be a card of... I need another card over that. The Judgment card is a huge card. It's like an upheaval, or it's change, or it's metamorphosis, or from one situation to the next. So it's as if the situation has changed, and because the Three of Swords is there, I'm wondering whether it's changed in a negative way very early on between the pair of you. Work orientated or family orientated with those cards there. Why the heartbreak? So early on, when it had such a good start. It's something to do with the King of Pentacles and the Four of Wands, of stability. As if they found out that you've got family, or they've got family, and it's basically had to stop, or you work together. It's that type of feeling, or money's threatened in some way, stability's threatened in some way. You can't see those. Let me put them there for you. And it's changed the whole scenario situation. It may be something that they knew already, but had to basically get their head around it. Perhaps you knew each other, and you knew that perhaps one was in a relationship, or you knew that you worked together and it would be very difficult to some extent. It's something to do with stability here, or that it could be a very dramatic story, like if you got together, then I was going to be silly then, it's going to get a bit Romeo and Juliet. But it's moved from we can't go forward to initially being very, very sweet and open. That's their story. So let's have a look how things have gone. Page of Pentacles. You've got this pentacle energy that comes in. It's the reason that the relationship has somewhat broken down, I guess, or moved away, or you've been separated a little bit, even though that feelings probably run very deep. But the Page of Pentacles is you're still together, or you still see each other. It's like some connection that's very stable, very steady, is possibly still being offered. Hidden. Options. Blocked, maybe. Ended. Okay. I feel that it feels like some form of karmic recognition, which sounds silly, but it's some sort of, this is the one at the very beginning, and then threat to stability. That's all I can say about that. I don't know what that means. And then I feel that you still see each other, but with the High Priestess here and the Two of Swords and the Ten of Swords here, this is like secrets, things hidden, blocked, can't move. And the Ten of Swords has ended. I think you both felt something at the beginning, and this is their story. They will know that they felt something at the beginning, and then it was very awkward to get it to move. And with these cards here, you still see each other, but everything is quiet. You all know what's going on. It feels like it's quite awkward, and it's had to be shut off because you've got the Judgment card, the Ten of Swords there, which is endings. You've got pain and blocked. You've got secrets here at the beginning, a very lovely start. So that is their story. That's how they see it. There's the one. This is difficult. I find it's threatening in some way with these cards here. We still see each other, and it's actually a little bit sort of awkward maybe. We both know what's going on, but we can't move it. And hence it feels harder than definitely the first get together. What do they expect in the future? The World card. The World card, as I said over here, is a major card of endings. You've got endings here, and to some extent the Judgment as well. You know, you've got a beginning, or it's not a beginning, it's like anything can, with Fortune card, anything can happen. I always say this with a Fortune card, it's like the recognition of karma or a karmic pattern. It's right in the middle of the major arcana when you sort of think life's got patterns. And it's got a Sagittarius flair to it, which Sagittarians always think that anything is possible. So if, you know, look at, I'm going to say it's about Trump then, because I know that he's Sagittarius moon, Gemini Sagittarius moon, which I've been looking at the weekend, is a very popular combination for, oh no, I'm going to get myself into trouble. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to shut up there. Yeah, I'm going to shut up there. What was I saying? The World card and the Fortune card is ended, but enthusiasm and enough pushing could get it to move forward, because I recognise this situation and where we are at the moment is probably what I would say there. The Fool card adds to that. All of these are major arcana at the beginning, so to me a lot of the weight is in the possibility that this could move forward, especially compared to the first pile number one. There wasn't the same weight in the end pile. This is like force, especially with these two cards, which can be like restarting, total new beginning, even after an ending. There's what are the words I'm trying to, it's like momentum behind this one to get it moving in the future. Hold on, wait for the last card. Father of Cups, because of what I guess is affection that was felt at the beginning that this person can't quite get over. Maybe these cards here, the little naughty son of fire, with these beautiful cards here, and the end card being very mature feelings of affection and love and wanting to move forward with that. This person possibly doesn't experience what they felt for you very, very often. And even though it has ended, there may still be some contact there, but it's very, very difficult to get this moving. Lots of what I guess is secret feelings that are almost denied. And then you've got these cards here, which are suggesting a reboot because of it's momentum to do with affection and emotions that I think it's what pulls us back lifetime after lifetime. And this is like emotions that are building. It's an unrequited love type feeling. And you can't let it go. So the World card here, maybe you've accepted that it has ended. But initially I thought that was all or nothing. It could be both. It could be both. And maybe if that is so, then this last pile is very pleasing to you because it's somebody who is invested in rebooting this. So to summarise, their version of the story is sweet, loving connection at the beginning. They recognise it with almost an immediate, what can I do with this? We're still in contact with each other, but it's over. I've got to cut it off for whatever reason. It's something to do with stability, finances, money, security. The best thing about this pile is their expectations in the future are to restart, reboot, put energy into it after they think it's ended, because this person can't emotionally let go. Look at this card there. So that's what I've got. Pile number 2. I hope that helps. I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you very much. Bye. Okay, Okay, let's have a look at their side of the story. We've got characters here in this story. This is the beginning, the middle and the end, but the end bit is going to be more like what would they like to happen. It's more like projecting forward, or yeah, wishes and hope, you know, hopes and wishes, that type of thing. They're coming across, sorry, that's shouting there. They're coming across the Seven of Fire. To me, there's a bit of anger just looking at this card. Maybe slightly defensive over something. So I don't know if you've argued or whether this person has a temper, maybe a hidden temper, but there's a feeling of aggression or assertiveness in this. A bit of not quite in charge of themselves as well. I don't know why I'm saying that. Well, you've got the Ten of Fire here, and to put these two cards together, it's almost like you feel defeated. This person may be the person that makes the rules or says what's happening next, while you're like almost giving up. There's a feeling of one pushing and the other one almost wondering, or yeah, it's like expectations that but this person makes a move. So that's what I've got. I don't know if that feels right. Let's have a look at the initial get together. You know, what's going on in their head, how do they see it? First card is the Page of Wands. It's a bit like opportunistic. It's like you could have come across each other in a way that was different, or fire energy doesn't like to follow routine, and to have the Page of Wands is like a little bit of fire. It's like a little bit of like just, it's like bravery or naughtiness or cheekiness or action that's not expected. It's something like that at the beginning. So maybe you bumped into this person when you first met them, or they see it as in, oh my gosh, there they are, he, she, is like an opportunity. Yeah, I don't know what yet. Let me pull Eight of Wands again. I'll start interpreting the cards as they come together to me, but they will change as they go along. The Eight of Wands is similar energy. Obviously, it's wand energy. It's action orientated. You could have met on a sports event. It could have been very exciting. This type of energy is almost like nippy and flirty, like a couple of words and they're sort of like a bit of a come on. It's like cheeky or saying something that makes the other person laugh. But then again, could be something that is action orientated. Meeting while you are hiking or at an event or a celebration, or it makes exciting and there's movement there. So that's how they see it, I guess. I don't know what it all means yet. Then you've got here the Six of Wands. This now has, with this card here, all action cards. Were you paintballing? Were you paintballing when you met this person? Or is that what they wish was going on? But it could be almost, because the Eight of Wands here is communication. It's Mercury, the way that you talk, speak, think, how you communicate, basically. And you've got here what I guess is a touch of aggression and arsiness. Do you know what it feels like? Have you ever sat around with your family in a very small room and drank lots of really highly caffeinated coffee and it all starts off really exciting and you're like talking about things you haven't talked about for ages, and maybe we could go here and do this, and oh my gosh, and we did this, and then somebody gets a bit narky, which is I think is probably a northern word for arsey. And it goes down. It feels a little bit like that, like somebody put their foot in it or said the wrong thing, and things may have been taken the wrong way. But this is how they view it, as an on edge but exciting, your first meeting. I don't know what the rest of it is yet. Ace of Swords again. It's initiating, it's ideas, it's thoughts, it's possibilities, where your mind's fed. So what I've got here is so many different films and thoughts. It feels like you could have even, because of the amount of what I guess is communication in here, you could have even met online or on the phone, and it could have been a bit like diggy diggy, you know, and you're sort of not thinking and you're typing or you're talking, and it's all like backwards and forwards, and maybe a couple of things may have come out the wrong way, and you thought, well, that's a bit funny. Don't know if I like them or not. So this is them thinking is heightened, exciting, movement, communication, new ideas, but unsure whether they've put their foot in it or whether you said something rude. It's got a little bit of tension in it, which fiery people can run on. But it's like, oh, I like it. It's a challenge. is what I would get here. Either that or the event is moving, as I said, with sports events or celebrations or lots of people around, lots of communication, music, and it's that type of heightened feeling. That's how they see the get together. Full of opportunities and fun and movement, but with a little bit of tension there. Possibilities and ideas that you may share. Yeah, I don't know if it makes sense to me, though. That's what I've got. You've got this is at the middle of it, what's going on round about now. The Knight of Cups is a very, compared to these cards here, very passive card, very sweet, very romantic, very wanting to soften, to open up, to stop arguing, to stop trying to be funny. And we all know what this energy is. It is one too many coffees and thinking you're funny. And it's almost smoothed out here. It's like somebody that wants to connect in a very, very different way. How did that go? Anxiety. Queen of Wands. I think you came into your own, when you met the second time, or as this relationship went on, I think that you gained more confidence possibly, where you were saying your thoughts and communicating, what you wanted out of the connection, or you were just more confident in the way that you presented yourself. Where I think here, it's almost like you got your back up a little bit. I don't know what that means. I'm saying it because of the cards. Competitiveness, argumentative, fresh ideas, stimulating. And you've got here love, but anxiety, and you coming out as the Queen of Wands when you're quite the Ten of Fire down here, which is slightly exhausted. It's almost like if there is fire inside you, which is very possible, the Ten of Fire, a notable fire, and the Seven of Fire here, it's almost like it was the, what's it, the touch paper? I don't know what it is. Is that rude? Is that something to do with the toilet? Like the touch paper? I'm not sure. Anyway, it feels like you quite like the friction, or you quite like the possibility that something maybe slightly difficult, but it may be worth getting. And I see this a lot, especially with young people, fiery people, when they fall in love. The more they get to chase, the more exciting it is. Yeah. And the Hermit card here. Oh, okay. You've got the Eight of Swords and the Hermit card amongst loving and feisty. It's gone into what I guess are, this is like lessons pile, the pile that nobody wants. It's like having to look inward to understand the situation, and you've both, what I guess is had a change of personality in some way, from pushing, trying to get a rise out of the other one possibly, where you are full in, okay, I can deal with this, and your person softened and is looking, I guess they're looking inwards. So with the first two piles, their version of the story is exciting, stimulating, I guess sexy, heightening, which has turned to them going back thinking, this is ideal. I don't get this either. I don't know, fiery people do think like this. This is ideal. I'm awake. But there's a lot of what I guess is more inward looking, because it's turned more romantic, more passive, more anxiety, more trying to understand themselves. Well, I think it's mainly for them that you're just seeing it as it is. So this person has definitely turned more emotional as the relationship has moved from the first connection. This next part is more projecting it forward. It's not things that haven't happened next, but more where they would like to, where they think it's going to go. You've got the Six of Wands, which is a card of success. My version of this, if this was your person, their version of success would be possibly you softening to them and not going back to this earlier sort of competitive attitude. Just sound like your mum telling you off. Yeah, it's got this. I can't think of any other way to say this because of this card here. You're exhausted. You're coming across as a bit sort of fiery. The beginning is difficult but interesting. Them softening, and in the future it's success. So their idea of success would be you keeping the fire about you, that spark that interested in the first place, but falling for them. Nine of Pentacles, a secure woman, somebody that they can. Oh, what's the words off Out of Sight, that old George Clooney film, tussle with. Jennifer Lopez says you wanted to tussle, and we did. And I remember that when she's basically having some sort of weird guy threatening her. and she hits him with a, with a stick. Something like a police stick. I don't know what that is either. So it's you having the confidence. This is like a personality that likes stimulation. They like a little bit of somebody who's bright, who's articulate, who can give them a bit of a comeback. And another film, and I know I rant on about the same films all the time. I went on a flight the other day and I thought, for some reason I was feeling really anxious. I don't know what it was. I do know something had happened at home and I was like a long way away from home. And I thought, I'm going to watch something familiar. And I watched Jane Eyre because I like the the birds tweeting in it. It reminds me of home. And I just know the story. And I think, okay, well, I watched that. And the flipping screen got stuck on it. So I had to basically watch it twice. I didn't really want to watch the second time round. But there's a scene at the beginning where she sat opposite from him. Jane Eyre sat opposite from, not Rothschild, what's his name? I can't remember his name. It's Michael Fassbender acting. And she gives him a bite back. He's basically pushing her and he gives her a bite back and says something like, your land isn't wild enough for all these like fairies things you've just talked about. And that second, that look on his face, I love it. It's basically, oh my God, you can stand up to me and this is what this pile is here. It's like enjoying somebody that can stand up for themselves and here you are. And it's finding security in that. It's like, can this person tussle with you? Because that's what they're after. That face. Right, let's have a look at this next one here. The Five of Pentacles is a card of, if you stick it next to the Nine of Pentacles, that's security, that's lack of security. That's feeling ousted from some sort of situation or something that feels like stability or warmth or comfort. So I guess this has got something to do with you, but I think you just feel defeated. I think your person's quite a pusher. You're somebody that pushes you. And you find that with strong Jupiter, strong Leo, fire signs. They just push. They just do. It just is. It's just part of their nature. It's like, well, let's have a crack. Let's have a crack at this. It's that type of attitude, which is why they are who they are, and they're the people that initiate things, get things started, that have courage. So you can't ask them to be what you want in one situation, but then go into a burning building and save your cat the next. It just is different energies. Let's have a look at the last card. Lots of thinking here. So what do they want in the future? It's... let me put one across. I can get these cards. I can get this card. This one I don't. Two of Wands. Six of Wands. Confidence. Success. Victory. Movement. The Nine of Pentacles with the Five of Pentacles is some clash between security and insecurity. The Two of Pentacles just clicks off. Just ignore it. It's been doing it for like 5 years. The Two of Wands is a... what would they want? Thinking. What do they want? For you to... That's not communicating. That's Two of Wands. It should be an action card, but this lady's still. She's thinking what to do next. This is this card up here. It's communication, it's fire, it's movement. They want you to be brave, to initiate, to talk, to speak, to express, and to have confidence in yourself. This is almost like a wish, there's like wishes from the universe rather than just a wish from a person. It's almost like a lesson that you may be getting in this to be able to express yourself. There's quite a bit in here about self-expression. So their version of the story is, this is somebody who's quite arsey, quite pushy, may have fire in them, but really enjoys it. At the beginning, they found what I guess is you came to them with a bit of a spark and they were really excited. They've turned what I guess is into a romantic mode as the relationship's gone on, and you've tried to match that spark even more by coming out as being straight or strong in some way. And then it's gone a bit inward, possibly here, where there's a bit of overthinking, possibly, or trying to understand the situation, wondering whether either of you did something wrong here. What your person wants is for you to be that strong person, to be confident and sexy and enjoy your body, enjoy yourself and be able to communicate with them openly. Hence you've got these two cards and the balance between these two cards. It's something to do with expression. They want you to talk, to contact, to express yourself in some way. That's what they're hoping in the future, and that's their story. the gentleman or the lady that came into their life and excited them, changed their personality, made them question themselves. They would like that person to come back and not to hide from them. Where I feel that you feel defeated and they think they've just got started. You feel as if that's exhausted. I can't keep that up. If you haven't got fire in you yourself, if you can imagine this, imagine going away for a weekend and you've got somebody with lots of fire, Aries sun, Aries moon, Sagittarius rising, splattering a Leo in there possibly, and you've got water and earth. You've got to have, sorry, let's take that out because I don't think you'd be together in the first place if that was so. If you've got water and air, the air and the fire like each other, the water's too sensitive for that or that fire, it's exhausting for you. But there may be something in this where you can bring another aspect of yourself into it. Depends on whether you want to or not. This person feels quite open to it, but I think this person may be the one that is less bruised after a connection or getting together than you are. Maybe these cards you may own because they are clamped over this card here. That's what I've got. Shall I sum it up again in a couple of sentences? Excitement at the beginning, wondering and turning passive and romantic from their point of view. This is them, where you have basically amped your energy up to be able to face them in a way that is a little bit more, you stay there, I'll decide. And then you've got here wanting you to continue with what I guess is being quite firm but confident. Okay, I'm going to leave that there, pile number 3. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it and it made some sense to you. It's just, tarot is a time for us all to go inwards and think. And I think when we know ourselves, we're halfway there. I've begun to think the other half is knowledge and information, but it's all the same thing, I suppose, isn't it? Right, going to love you and leave you. Thanks again. Bye.